First off, this isn't a review. This is a tribute to our insurmountable addiction to coffee and the machine that fully supports that addiction. Full disclosure, this is not a paid review, we just really like it. Meet the Philips 3200 series fully automatic espresso machine with LatteGo. It does a lot of things we've come to depend on, but before we get into all that, let me tell you a bit about us and why we went out and spent $800 on a box that makes coffee. And then went a step further and shot the fuck out of a video like this specifically for it. We're Clockwork 9. We're a creative agency based out of Cleveland, Ohio, and we do video, photography, and a lot of things related to branding, advertising for companies. But the thing that fuels us through all of our creative work is coffee. I think that's true for a lot of people, but for us, it's especially true. And when all of us are drinking coffee multiple times a day, we depend on a source. And up until now, it's been our reliable Cripps drip coffee machine. And don't get me wrong, it's a great little machine. It's been our daily driver for about 5 years now, and we got a French press a few years ago too. And then we also got an espresso pod-based machine, which was great in a pinch when you wanted a good cup of coffee almost immediately. But if we didn't have enough, we had to get more, which was where the Philips 3200 came into play. Then suddenly every other method we had of making coffee went away. It makes espresso, coffee, americano, cappuccinos, lattes. I mean, pretty much anything you can imagine. And at the cost of $800, it seems expensive, but when you compare it to other class of machines like this that cost $2 to $3 grand, it's a steal. And if it can stand up to us using it every day for 6 to 7 months at this point, I think it's gonna last pretty nicely in your home. Something that stands out is it's consistent. Every time you make a coffee, it's the same no matter what you do. And it's simple. You plug it in, pour in your water. We like to use filtered water, but it comes with this nice little hard water filter, so you don't have to descale the machine as often as you would with another type of machine. But once you pour in your beans, you pick the strength of the coffee and the volume of water you want. And if you decide to make a cappuccino or a latte, you just attach this little LatteGo, fill it with milk, and it pretty much handles the rest after you select how much milk you actually want. So the grinder is a nice ceramic grinder. It grinds up according to what you set it to. The preset from the factory seemed to do a good job for us. And then it forms it into a puck and then pre-infuses the espresso and then delivers your beverage. It's a great experience and it works every single time without fail. Really all we have to do is keep it fed with water, beans, empty the grounds bin, and dump out the water every once in a while. If you're using good quality beans, the quality that you get out of this little machine is pretty amazing for the price, and the effort required to make it happen is minimal at best. The only thing you really have to spend any effort on is cleaning it, which again, with the way they design the LatteGo, most of these types of machines have a tube. This has a little channel in the plastic that draws the milk up from the bottom, and the only thing that you have to do to clean it out is to split the unit apart and give it a good rinse, and that's it. Then you have the brew unit, which comes out really simply. About once a week, we give it a nice little rinse with some warm water, which takes care of all the grounds that get stuck in there. And it's the heart of the machine, so it requires a little bit of lubrication to keep all the moving parts in good order, but it's very simple. The most important part for us is how it compares to the other ways we make coffee. Now, we're the kind of place that used to have tubs of ground coffee just ready to go in the freezer, in the cabinet. And we also had a French press on standby just when we wanted to get a little bit more luxurious. And the Philips 3200 just kind of wrecked everything that we used to use. It's insanely convenient, and when combined with good quality beans, for us, we use the Lavazza Super Crema espresso beans, which taste amazing out of this. They taste amazing anyway, but this really just ups the level. Now, one nice thing they added is if you like to use your own grinder, there's this little lid that you flip up at the top and you just dump in a pre-measured scoop and you're off to the races. Now, at $800, I realize that's not a simple proposition for somebody to just go out and buy this. But when it's sitting in this kind of class of machines that does everything for you at the touch of a button, $800 is not that expensive, especially for the quality that you get out of it. For us, it's been life-changing. I mean, we rely on this thing every day, just like we used to our drip coffee machine. But with drip coffee, you either make a whole pot or you kind of do something sort of in the middle. It doesn't always turn out that great. And many times late at night, somebody would want 1 or 2 cups of coffee. And I know what you're thinking. What about a Keurig or an espresso or something like that? And while a Keurig and an espresso is a good option, they also generate a ton of waste between the plastic pods that they use and just The cost involved per cup is pretty high, especially when you consider what you're getting out of it. Now, you could go the route that we did and get a French press, which again, it's a really cheap, budget-friendly option, but you need a kettle, and then you need to go out and find a decent grinder that can, do the right grind consistently, and then you have to wait. So I hope you're patient, but the end result is probably one of the best that you'll ever get from any of these machines. I mean, it's a classic way to make coffee, but when you compare it against something as space age and futuristic as the Philips 3200 or any kind of machine like it, I mean, even an idiot can make coffee out of this thing and do it really well. Pick your poison. You want to make an excellent espresso, coffee, americano, latte, cappuccino, whatever with a press of a button? I mean, come on. It's hard not to love that. If you've got the money to spend and really want that nice experience of a cafe quality beverage and don't want to think about it, then this is the machine for you. And if it could survive 6 months with us here at C9, then it'll do just fine in your home. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. And if you want to like and subscribe, but go ahead. And we have a link below that gets us a little bit of money, but you don't have to use it. We also have another link that just takes you straight to the page.